And we are back. Sorry about that. When the internet drops out, not much I can do about it, but we are back here on YouTube. And hopefully people will pick up that it's here as we're on lap 21 of 25. James Scott is our race leader, as to be expected. He has a good clear 9-second jump on Dylan Rudd. Dylan, of course, is sitting 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds up the road from Jacob O'Reilly, who's had a great drive. Riley Bilson's had a great drive as well. We see him sitting in 13th, and he is definitely making the most of his opportunities. Tonight, Cam Jones is at 5th. He's done really well to get himself there, and he doing quite a great little job. Blanchard, he was the early race leader, the man who basically started on pole. He's sitting in 6th. He'd be pretty chuffed with that, even though he's got Troy Stonestreet tucked up very closely behind him. And it's definitely been an interesting evening tonight with the internet going down again, but we'll try and sort that one out. The old NBN, as Mark was saying. Had a couple of open pits and storms around one neighbourhood in the last week, and I think it hasn't been the same since. And Peter Pavlik, he's under a lot of pressure. Putting a lot of pressure on Will Munro at the moment, and Zach McDonald involved in this little three-way battle as well. And definitely trying to do a few things here as we're on lap 22.
Yep, we've got 4 laps to go, John. James Scott in P1 up 28 spots. Dylan Rudd up 26. Jacob O'Reilly in P3 up 22. Riley Bilson's done an exceptional job to hang on to P4. We know he pitted very early, so I'm sure his tyres are begging for mercy as we speak. Then Cam Jones in P5. Yeah, as you said, Chris Blanchard's done an exceptional job to stay well entrenched in that top 10 to be in P6. Stone Street, Schultz, Chadwick, Gray, that's your top 10. McNamara just sitting outside the top 10 at the moment in P11. We only have 3.5 laps to go, and yes, lucky we only spent 100 BN on that NBN, because if we had spent 100 BN and 1 cent and I kept losing internet, well, I'd be really upset.
Yeah, well, I am. Apologies to everybody out there that's been watching. And anyway, we move on here. Blanchard, he's just been relegated back to 6th, I think. Oh, no, sorry, he hasn't. He was in Stone Street, just made a move on him. Didn't get it done. So this is about where the only battles is that and Zach McDonald. Anthony Visma's into the pits, so not sure what that's for. I guess we'll find out a bit later. But Zach McDonald here sitting in 14th. He's in a tight little battle as well, with Will Munro trying to get past him. The real battle on track at the moment is this one. Craig Schultz has joined the back of these boys. Schultz, he'd be pretty chuffed with how his night's gone. Sitting there in 8th. That should give him enough, I think, to be sitting in 3rd in the championship. Visma, he's had a shocker, so I've got a little bit of calculation there in this second race. But Anthony had a spare 119 points behind Scott, but there's only 34 points to Schultz, so maybe very tight there. I'll have to do a back count on that one after we're finished, I think. But I'd probably say it'd be very close between Visma and Schultz to wrap out the podium.
I think you're right, John. I think, poor Anthony could be in a little bit of bother there with Schultz having such a good run in this race. And yeah, Anthony not having such a good race. He's already had a drive through after contact with Sean McNamara, so and his race 1 didn't really go according to plan either, where he was hit by another driver. So yeah, going to be interesting to see how them points play out.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. But of course, split 2 boys, Dylan Gray well ahead of Robbie Bradbury. That's going to see him secure that championship quite well. And then of course, Will Munro, he is well ahead of Tim Mulford. Mulford not racing tonight, so Munro will finish 3rd on the Super 2 podium. And of course, tonight we'll see James Scott and Dylan Rudd lead out our main podium as James Scott takes the white flag. There's
Well, as we wind down this final lap for the East Coast Series, Season 8, looking like it's a big congratulations to James Scott. He's really dominated the series yet again. Always a pleasure to watch him drive. Always so accurate and so fast. Good to have his new teammate, Dylan Rudd, performing well as well. And, yeah, looking forward to that big battle in Season 9 with the field already full.
Yeah, it will be an epic Season 9 coming up after Christmas, and definitely looking forward to the Christmas break, try and sort what's going on with my bloody internet. But it's going to be James Scott as he comes around to take the checkered flag and also to take another season victory. The man with number 1 on the car will finish with number 1 on the car. Start with number 1 on the car next season, James Scott. Dylan Rudd brings it home in P2. P3, Jacob O'Reilly, Vermeulen Motorsports. He's done a cracking drive in this second race to get himself into the P3 position. And then Riley Bilson comes home in 4th. He'd be pretty chuffed with that. Cam Jones in 5th. Troy Stonestreet, cracking drive from Troy. He's held off Blanchard. And of course, Blanchard, Schultze, he'd be pretty chuffed getting his name on the podium. I think it's P2, but I need to do the numbers to confirm. Chadwick, great to have him back in the series as well. Sean McNamara, the El Supremo team boss. I think James Scott's just burnt the tyres out. I think we've just missed it. And see Cam Jones having a bit of fun as well. Chadwick, these boys, I think, are pretty happy to get to the end of this one. Get to the end of the season as well. And of course, the other one we didn't mention was Dylan Gray has wrapped up the Super 2 Championship as well.
Yeah, great effort from Dylan. He's been very consistent all year in that Super 2 category, so big congrats to him. Yeah, like you said, John, I think all the drivers happy to get the end of this one and probably happy to get to the end of another season for East Coast and iRacing in particular. Like, it's been a long year of racing for everyone, and everybody looking forward to a little break with their families over the next week or two and then getting back into it fresh next year.
Yeah, definitely wish everyone a good Christmas. And that, we might start off with the man who was 3rd for tonight, Jacob O'Reilly. Congratulations on 3rd, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was hard work.
Yeah, it's a very, very short track for to be doing a reverse grid, but you seem to have managed really well.
Yeah, mate, that first lap was absolute chaos. I think felt like Moses just parting the Red Sea on about 6 separate incidents there.
Yeah, it's a tough gig. And of course, you're back next season representing Vermeulen Motorsports.
Yeah, mate, it's been a great run with them so far and really enjoyed the first 2 races here, so
good.
Thought I'd come back.
Good. And anyone you want to give a shout out to, mate?
Yeah, just the shout out to Vermeulen Motorsport and shout out to Connor, who got really unlucky in that race. First lap, first couple of corners in both races, but we worked together quite a bit on this stuff, so it was awesome having him along. And yeah, thanks very much, and thanks to the organisers too. Look forward to next season.
Too easy. And the man that was P2 for tonight was Dylan Rudd. Congratulations, Dylan, on another great drive.
Thanks, mate.
That last race looked like it was hard work.
Yeah, there was a bit of carnage going on at the start of the race, but made it through cleanly. Got a bit too excited on the outside of someone at the last corner. Got it in an incident, but other than that, it was a bit of fun coming through the field and avoiding all the carnage.
Good. Well done, mate. It was a good drive and a good drive in that first race as well. You must be pretty chuffed and looking forward to next season.
Yeah, pretty stoked with that result. And yeah, definitely looking forward to next season.
Cool. And of course, the man who won this evening and the man who has won the championship for season 8 of the East Coast V8 series is the one and only James Scott. Well done, James.
Thanks, mate.
Looks like we made you work for that one.
Yeah, no, it was obviously tough track to have the reverse grid format, but in saying that, no, it was really good fun. First race, the car was a pig, to be honest. It was so bad. Really struggled to drive. Didn't do a practice start, so I thought I was at the Summer Nats. And then, Dole that got the start good in the second race, made off a few spots, and it was always going to be a tough track, but it was good.
You did well to avoid the staller. We actually started the second race with the drone cam on you from the back of the grid, which was rather interesting to watch that first lap.
Yeah, I did. I don't know who it was, but I was riding behind Jordan, and he jinked to the left, and I was like, I probably should go left to follow him just in case. And there was a stalled car somewhere in the middle of the track. But I'm surprised that didn't cause complete chaos, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you've done very well to avoid that, and a couple of other ones that were going on in front of you at the time. Anyone you want to give a shout out to, Dylan, James, for the team?
Obviously all the guys at the team, and of course Raka Performance as well. Head over there and grab a setup. They're hopefully pretty good. Hope everyone enjoys them. So pretty close to what we run. So it's good setup shops head over there. And obviously you guys for the broadcast and the series admin, and keen for next year. It should be good fun, I think.
Next year should be good. And, of course, the man who came second in the championship, we've still got to double-check the points, but I believe so with Anthony Visma having 2 drive-throughs in that last race, is the one and only Craig Schultz, who was our Super 2 champion last year. Well done, Craig.
Thank you.
Last season, not last year. I always get confused.
I wasn't sure what the points were going to end up. I knew that Visma ended up with a couple of penalties, and I knew it was going to be pretty tight regardless. So, be interesting to see where the final tally ends up.
No, it'd be very close. I think you should be safe. Just my gut feeling. Like he was back in 18th, so there was at least 10 spots between you, and also I'm assuming he's probably going to get 1 or 2 points added to the list as well. So definitely see what happens. I'll get those results up as soon as I can. But you've done really well, mate. So congratulations. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Thank you. All the guys at 9.5. They're all really supportive, and great to have a few more teammates around me. So it's good. Really looking forward to next season as well. It's looking like it's going to be pretty action-packed, I reckon. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It should be good. Good to see how you and the 9.5 boys go. And of course, from the reigning champion to the new Super 2 champion, Dylan Gray. Congratulations, mate.
Oh, that was a difficult season. That's all I have to say.
You did well, mate. You showed a lot of composure tonight. You definitely knew where Robbie was, and you worked pretty hard to keep him behind you. And like you've been consistent all season, which is the key to building any championship, which was great to see.
Yeah, I kept my calm, which was the main thing, and I had Andrew, one of my teammates, as I spoke, letting me know, I think for the last 3 weeks where Bradbury was, and that just giving me a rundown because I knew it was probably going to come down to the last round of the championship.
Yeah, of course, with 28 points between you going into this one, you couldn't afford to be involved in too many incidents and let him get a jump up the field. So I think you've done pretty well, mate. So congratulations on that. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
All the guys at SLM Motorsport and our sponsor Suit Speed as well.
Too easy, mate. Too easy. And on that note, I will say a huge thank you again to Mark Duggan appreciate your company on a Tuesday night, mate, and putting up with my IT issues of the last couple of weeks. Huge thank you, of course, to our race control guys, Reg and Richie and Dave when he's around. Do a sensational job in race control. And, of course, a huge thank you to you guys, the drivers, and everybody out who watches the broadcast each week. Without those people, we definitely wouldn't have anything to do in terms of broadcasting. Next season, starting, of course, 9th of January, going to be very exciting. We have, of course, 2 golden tickets for the Pro Series boys. We've got half a field of Super 2 drivers, half a field of Pro drivers. And, of course, we also have half a dozen vets drivers as well. And all I can say is it's going to treat it a little bit like classes. So there'll be an overall class set. So the Super 2 boys, you are in the battle for the Pro Series tickets if you're up the pointy end. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everybody goes. But yeah, that's huge thank you again to you guys coming and having a chat.
Yep, thanks, John. Thanks to the boys. Big congrats to James, another championship under his belt, and also to Dylan Gray taking out Super 2, and Craig Schultz. Great effort to be on the podium for the season. Goes to show when you're consistent, you race every week, you can build something. And yeah, looking forward to the opening round at Charlotte. I'm not sure how that will go with 50 cars on the track, but anyway, we'll find out on the 9th of January. And just wishing everybody, all the viewers, John, all the admin team, all the drivers, a safe and Merry Christmas. Enjoy some time with your family and a little bit of downtime.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll say good night, Merry Christmas, and see everybody again next year. Night all.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small. Some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Super Cheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically.